Okay, so I think now you can understand that what is the difference between this coordinate point of view and what is the index point of view. So if you practice, you will understand it more better. Now, suppose you want to find out what is the last element of that particular string or that particular DL. So you can do it from the front side to the back side and then identify the last one. But it is easy to use this syntax because we know that if we start the negative indexing, so obviously that will give you the last element. So if you write this, you will get, okay, so first we run this thing. Yeah, so the length is 10, you can calculate manually, that is 10. And now, as I mentioned earlier, that if we write in the index position 2 to 6, so it will take the second index position, but it will move to the 2, 3, 4, 5 up to this. Okay, and you are getting the TATT. Now, if you run this DNA -1, so you are getting the last element. Okay, and another quick example is if you want to grab everything but the last letter, so you can apply that slicing operator, and you can place -1 after that colon, but you are not placing any value in front of that colon. So if you run this, you will get all the sequence except the last G, because there are 4 G. Now here only 3 G are present. So that means last element is omitted using this syntax. So this is a slicing operator calculation. So when you play around this slicing operator, you will understand it better. So next, some more example with this slicing operator. Now here using this kind of slicing operator where you are getting all the values, if you are not exclusively specifying some value before and after colon, so it will give you the exact output. So that means it is it is moving from the front side to the back side, and it is jumping from 1 1 1 1 1 position, right? So that's why you are getting whole of the sequences. Now if you don't want to print all the sequences, suppose you want that every odd position element you want to print, or every even position element you want to print. Okay, so then what technique you can apply? So that is the example given here. So then you should mention the step size. Okay, so what is that? Suppose you are taking this example string, and now you are saying that, okay, so colon colon, and then after that colon you are placing value 1. So you are mentioning that step size of 1. Okay, now if you run this, you will get the answer. So you are getting all the string elements. Okay, because it will jump from one element at a time, and that will be printed. Okay, now similarly, if you apply this logic to colon colon, and then you write 2 at that particular position, so what it will be printed? Are you getting my question?
Double clone 1 থাকলে grab everything but go in step size of 1.
Yes. So that means the code will read from the first index position, and then it will read the second index position. So that means jumping from one value at a time. 1 1 1, that is stepping. Okay,
okay sir.
It is moving by one step at a time, and it is printing all these things.
Okay, then if it is 2, then it starts from E?
No, why it will start from E? It will start from the first
H-L,
Right.
H-L-O.
Right. H, L, O, W, R, D. In this way.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. So that will be the answer. Okay. So that means you are extracting the odd values only, isn't it? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And so similarly, you can use the negative indexing. If you do that, it will print from the back side. Okay, -1. Okay. So and now you can see that by this way you can easily reverse a string. Sometimes in your biological science problem, you will find that you need to reverse something, right? Reverse the DNA sequence, reverse complementation. So this kind of molecular biology terminology, I think all of you know. And to do that thing, suppose you have given one sequence, and that sequence you need to reverse. So this one-liner syntax is very much useful to do that. Using that syntax, you can reverse the whole sequence. Okay, very easily. We'll do that practical also, how to do that. Now some more properties of string. Okay, so till now, is there any query? We have started with this indexing thing, and we used the positive index and negative index in many cases, test cases, and then we have seen the slicing operator. Okay. So basically, this value is the start position, start index position, and this value is the end index position. So before and after colon, that is the start index and end index. You can mention both if you want to grab the midpoint. That means here in this sequence, in this thing, you are trying to extract some portion from this particular sequence, and that's why you are mentioning the start position and the end position. But if you should remember that,
Sir, what is the difference between indexing and the coordinate?
I have discussed about this twice. Okay, anyway, I am again repeating that when we are saying that DNA coordinate, so usually we mention that, okay, so this is from +1 to infinity and -1 to infinity. We are not including 0 in case of DNA coordinate, right? So if I am saying that, okay, so then find out the coordinate DNA sequence whose coordinate from 3 to 6, if the DNA sequence is this. So what will be that? So that means first, second, third. So this T will be your third element or third coordinate value. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
So you start from 3 position, 3 coordinate value, and then 3, 4, 5, 6. So this position will be your output, TATT. Okay. Now you are trying to apply this index position, and using the slicing operator, you want to extract that particular sequence from the large sequence. So what you can do, you can mention the index position of this particular T. What is that index?
3.
No. From the index point of view, not the coordinate point of view. Index starts with
0.
0.
So 0.
Then 1 and 2.
2.
1 and 2. 2.
Not 1 and 2. 2. Index of T. This T is 2. So that's why you are placing at the beginning of this slicing operator, that is 2. We are mentioning that, okay, so you start from the index position 2. And where to end? Now you can count that. What is this position? Index value?
5.
So 5.
5. So if you put 5, so how much it will run?
It will run to 4.
4.
Means
So that
the
is wrong.
previous T.
Yes,
That is
that
wrong.
is wrong. So you should include that particular T also. So you are adding one more. So that is you are specifying that
G.
up to 6 you move. So then it will move up to T. Okay. Fine. Okay. Then we have seen how to reverse some sequence. Now remember that we cannot modify some character when we have already created that particular string. Suppose this string is already created, right? Hello world is there. Now if we are trying that, okay, we will change this age value with some x, and if you are trying to do that, you will get some error. That is not possible, because this property is known as string immutability. Okay, you cannot mute or you cannot mutate some characters inside a string. That is not possible. So for that we need to do some other thing. So let us check that. But before that, sometimes we need to concatenate two strings. That means, suppose you have given 2 to 3 small sequences, and now you want to add those sequences. Okay. Suppose your mentor has told you that, okay, I am giving you 10 such sequences, small sequences. Now you make a full sequence out of that 10 sequences. So very easily you can copy those sequences and you can paste those sequences one by one, right? So that is very easy to do it manually. If the sequences is small and if the number of sequences is small. Now think about if you are given a 50 MB of file full of sequences, okay, and such 100 sequences, 100 files you have been given. Are you getting my point? So 50 MB file size, 100 files. Now you have been asked to add those sequences. So then manually it will be very difficult to select all the sequences and to copy this sequence, to merge it to other sequences. To avoid that kinds of manual job, we need programming. Okay. So how we can concatenate those strings? So see, if we write that s plus something within quotes, that means that is a string, and we want that the existing string concatenate with this particular string. So we can write that thing, and if you run this, you will get that it is concatenated. Concatenation nothing but the add up, okay, adding up something. So hello world, then with space it is concatenate me, and obviously you can store that thing. So you can reassign that s with this value. So now if you print s, you will get that same string. Okay. All right. Fine.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Please, can you re-explain concatenate string, sir?
Okay. So concatenation is very easy. Concatenation means how to add some small sequences. Okay. So that can be done by placing this plus symbol, plus operator. Okay. So here s means what? S means a variable. Already we have assigned that thing here at the very beginning. S equals hello world. So that means now S contains this hello world string. Now we are trying to concatenate this string with this given string, that is the concatenate me, this string. Okay, so how we can do that? We can just use this plus operator, s plus this. Now if you run this, you are getting this value. Sorry, it is already there, so it concatenate again. So what we can do, we can output can clear, and then we run it again. Sorry. It is already concatenated, so we should restart it. Restart. Now again we need to run this. Okay, if I run this now, what we'll get will error, because now I am running the kernel again. We have restarted the kernel, so now the memories are erased, so it doesn't know that what S stands for. Either I need to write here S equal to hello world again, or I need to go back and I need to run this line, and then if I run it again, so we'll get the result, we'll get the output. Okay, so now here concatenate string, so see hello world concatenate me, and this output we are storing it into another variable that is also named as S. So basically we are reassigning that thing S. So now it this S content hello world concatenate me. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, now if
sir.
yeah, so now if you are given these two small sequences, so what you will do? I said that okay, concatenate this. So what you will write? If you know that,
DNA 1 plus DNA 2.
yes. So okay, I am writing that thing DNA 1 plus DNA 2. Okay, then
Sir, DNA 1 plus single inverted comma within that DNA 2.
no. DNA 1 plus DNA 2. Yeah,
to assign this into a variable.
right. So that means suppose a new DNA, right? So that is a new variable, new DNA, and we are storing that thing. And next,
Now we have to print the new DNA.
very good. So we just print that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you will get the answer. So that is a simple concatenation problem. So this is not a very big deal to know this kind of syntax. You need to just follow the class and you need to do whatever you are doing in class. So if you follow that particular things, I think in examination you don't have any problem, because in examination you might be given one problem and you need to solve that problem. And it is true for everyone that if you try to run this thing, so you will get some error. Okay, and you need to modify, you need to check that code again and again, and you need to identify where is the problem. And if you write it in your programming environment, that is whatever you are using, either Anaconda or any IDLE or anything, PyCharm, so then you will accustom that how you can make a right code. Okay, you can write anything, but the code will not run. Suppose you forget to give this code, so it will not run. Check. And the beauty of this kind of Anaconda distribution is that it will show you the exact error position, so you can locate that. Okay, so this is the problem, we can modify this and you can rerun and we will get that out. Okay, I usually intentionally do some mistake sometimes during the teaching process, so that students can understand what is going on, where is the error, and how can we debug that code, how can we fix that code. Okay, but due to the short time, I cannot do that. So I am just running fast. Anyway, some chat is there. Romit Mundo. What I can do? I don't know. Okay, so next, suppose you want to print something many times. Suppose you have given a small chunk of sequence and you want to print it 1,000 times or 100 times. So that can be done very easily. You store that sequence in a variable and just multiply by that particular value. So just like this, you run this, you will get 10 times yes. Okay. Okay, so it is for repetitive sequence. Suppose you have given some small repetitive sequence and you ask that, okay, so the repeat is 10 times repeated in your sequence. So then you can easily do that by this way. Okay, now there is a new topic, that is the string methods. So what is method? Methods are some functions which are already written by someone else. You are not writing these functions again. So that is the beauty of this kind of programming language, that something is already developed. I told the first very beginning class also that somebody has written some code and you are just calling that code to run your code. Suppose you have given one particular string where the letters are either small letter or either capital letter. Okay, so now you want to make it either lowercase or either uppercase. So what you can do? So very easy way to do that. There are different methods available to do that. For example, upper method, you can see that name is also given as upper. So someone has written the code to do this, and you are just calling that function or method, which is upper. And how this kind of syntax is used? So that is the syntax. So first you need to put the object name, then a dot, then the method name, and then the parenthesis. And if some parameters need to be passed, that parameters will be given inside the parenthesis. So for the simple case, we are just taking this S, so that is hello world concatenate me. Okay. S means this variable already contains this thing, because you know we have already assigned this thing right here. So now S has this string, and now we want to make it in uppercase letter. All the letter will be in upper. What we can do? We can write S, that means the object name, then dot, then the method name, that is upper, and parenthesis open close. Now by simply using this, you are getting this. Isn't easy? Very easy. So similarly, you can do lower. Okay. So these are very useful functions, because many times you need to do this kind of things when you are doing some interactive programming. Okay, we'll see soon what do we mean by that. Okay, next is split. Split means, suppose you are given a long sentence and you want to break it. Okay, that can be done by split. Usually it is done by blank spaces. Suppose okay, this one, this is your string given. Okay, hello comma dear comma one space, then one star, then one space, then word. Now I am saying that, okay, split this sentence wherever the comma is found. So the syntax will be S dot split within parentheses the comma which is under single quote. That means you are instructing the code that split this variable, whatever is there inside the variable, within using the comma parameter. Okay, just a second. Okay, now if you print Now you are storing that all value inside X. Now if you do this, you are getting that a list by default. If you split some string, it will create a string. It will create a list, and we'll see what is list in the next class. Probably I cannot finish this thing. And similarly, if we split with W, so now you can understand that what it will give. We have splitted this string by comma, and now we are getting this three different things, right? Whatever is there before and after comma. Now I am saying that okay, so split it by W. So what you will get? Can anyone tell me?
Sir, hello, comma, dear, comma, space,
No.
comma,
I
star.
have just see. That is another problem. Okay, now this is another problem.
Sir, instead the comma position, there will be coming W.
Yes.
Hello W, dear W, world.
No. Think logically. When we are using comma, so then
So
we
it will
are
be split after. So it will be split after W, like
yes.
in world.
Yes. So
Sir,
what
hello
will be the
up to
output?
the star one. Up to the star,
One,
that
yeah.
will be one word, and after that ORLD will be one another word.
Yes. So up to W, that will be one letter or one word, and then ORLD, that will be another word, kind of thing inside a list. There will be two words, right? So we are checking that thing. So now you can see that this is one part and this is another part, because it is splitted by W. Are you getting what is going
No,
on?
sir. It's not clear, sir.
See, when we are talking about that, you split wherever comma is there. So what they are doing? They are going up to this and splitting this word. Again, they are moving to this and they are taking this because there is a comma. And then from here to here inside one string, right? So if this is the scenario, now we are saying that okay, so you don't split with comma, you split with W. So wherever W will be found, so it will break that point. So how many W are there? Only one W is there. So that is gone. That is splitted out. By default, that is splitted, and that is splitted into two half. One half from this to this, and another half from this to this. So that is the logic. Anyway, we will discuss this split again and again. So don't worry about that. If you are not getting it right now, you just practice some things and we'll come back again. Just you try to solve this problem at your home, that you just can take a snapshot of this.
Sir, can you please send the file or the slide where the
Yes, I have
downloading
already
process
sent.
of Anaconda?
Yes, I have already shared that thing in the Google Drive, I guess. If you can find that link, you can get all the materials. I have already seen.
Okay, sir.
It is there.
Thank you.
It is already there. So you solve this problem at your home. You can solve this problem also. Okay. And another thing is how you can replace something. Okay. So how you can replace something? See, suppose this DNA is given, and now you want to replace this T's by U's because you want to make it RNA sequence. Okay. So just like other methods used here, split or upper or lower, this kind of method, there is a method known as replace. So you are replacing the T's with U. Okay, so what need to be replaced, that is first, then comma, and by which that should be replaced, that is second. Okay, this is the format, this is the syntax. You need to execute this pattern, otherwise this will not run. So first you need to write what need to be replaced. So DNA sequence, that means this variable dot, the method name is replace. You are trying to replace T by U. Okay, and you are storing that thing in mRNA-seq. Now you print mRNA-seq, you will get the mRNA. Clear? Very easy. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Similarly, you can count. You can count how many C's are there or how many G's are there. So for that, you take that sequence, DNA sequence, dot count. This is a method, dot count. Now you need to remember this kind of method, because if you forget this kind of method, so you cannot do this. Okay, and the best part of Python is that these keywords are exactly same according to their activities. So if you want to count something, so obviously you can remember that the method name is count. So you just put that dot count and inside the parenthesis C within quotes. Similarly, you put G within quote, and then you count the length of that particular DNA sequence. Now you print the amount of C, the amount of G, and then C plus G divided by the length of DNA multiplied by 100. Okay, if you do that, you will find that only one C is there, two G are there, and if you calculate manually also, you will find that the GC percentage is this one. Now you may ask about why you have placed float. Okay, even if you are not placing float, then also you are getting the same result. But sometimes it is better practice that if you know that you are getting some, you may get some floating value, so you mention that particular data type so that there will be no clash during runtime. So we'll discuss about that if we get some time in future. Okay. So this is.
Sir, are these functions case sensitive? I mean, the words that we use inside the columns. I mean, like you have here
Yes.
G equals to DNA sequence dot count. So
yes,
if we write
if you write C capital.
No. Inside that inside that column, if I
Code,
if I use small letter C.
Yeah, inside the code, if you write small letter C, yes, that will be a problem. See,
okay, sir.
It is not exactly same as this one, and you are getting 0. Okay, so you should know what letter is used, either uppercase or lowercase, and according to that, you need to write here. Otherwise, you will get error. Okay, error value. You will get some output, but that is not right thing. Okay, and that's why it is better practice to make all the sequences either in lowercase or in uppercase, and then try to do that. Then there will be no confusion. Okay, very good. Next is find operator. So suppose you want to find some sequences inside this sequence. Okay.
Sir, it's already 10:30.
Okay. So then I need to stop here, but I just will take 2 minutes, because there are some problems given in your home task that you need to interact with your computer so that you can take some value. Okay, I will share this slide. I will share the material so that you can understand what is going on. So there you need to use the input parameter only. Okay, input syntax, input method, input function. Okay, now if you write this input and then within quotes enter your first name, and that is stored in a variable name, you run this, what you are getting, you will get such prompt. And now if you enter some value and press enter, it is stored in the name parameter, name variable, and now you can print that variable. This one will be printed. Okay, so by this way if some value has to be taken from the keyboard input, so you just assign one variable, particular variable, and take that value. Okay. So whatever variables are there, 2 or 3, how many numbers are there, I don't know. So you take one by one value and then calculate and then print. That's all. Okay. So this is how you can interact with the computer.